So hello everyone, today we will be talking to a student from UBC Vancouver, Canada and getting to learn more about studying in Canada, studying in especially British Columbia, University of British Columbia, and about her career switch from studying in medicine or medical sciences to something completely different. And I personally got to talk to her through a platform called Inforens.com. It's a website where you can connect to someone from your dream university with a current student in that university through a personalized call. And you can ask any questions on this platform. Let me show you how. So all you have to do is go to their website, then offerings, then planning to go this year, then personalized call, and then add your name and details and you'll be ready for this call. Now let's get started. So hello everyone, today it's an honor to introduce a student from UBC Vancouver in Canada, and today I got to connect with her through Inforens.com. That's a startup that allows students to get connected to your dream university abroad. So hi Ritika, can you please share a little bit about your background?
Yeah, definitely. So, hi guys, my name is Ritika, as Noor said. I am a fourth year student at UBC right now. I'm pursuing kinesiology at the moment, which I'm sure most of you might not have an idea about. So, kinesiology is basically kind of like sports science. Initially, I always wanted to be a doctor. So, I was like, in Vancouver, if you want to pursue like becoming a doctor, you need to do kinesiology as like a pre to becoming a doctor. So that's what I did. I entered here. It's a 4-year program. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship in my second year, which is the International Student Scholarship, which is about $10,000, which helps quite a lot, because international student fee is quite a lot. So yeah, I have been working along the way. I have worked as a freelance consultant as well. I've worked in marketing as well. And I will be starting in September as full-time consultant at Deloitte. So that's kind of a bit about my journey. I'm sure we'll get more into detail later on.
Yeah. Awesome. That's a lot. By the way, which city or which state in India are you from?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Pune, so the state of Maharashtra. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. That's a lot. It's kind of similar to US education system, but because like if you want to become a doctor, you have to complete 4 years college degree before you can apply for a medical school. So your goal is to become a doctor as well, I believe.
Yeah. Awesome. I initially came to become a doctor, but then plans have changed since.
Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Now, as a student, if I want to apply to UBC Vancouver, can you please tell me 2 pros and cons of studying in Canada and especially UBC Vancouver?
So I'll start with Canada first. So I feel like one of the major advantages of studying in Canada is that it's very diverse. When you come in here, you don't feel alone by yourself because the universities in general have individuals coming from all over the world, specifically a lot of Asian countries, that is India and China. Secondly, Canada itself has a lot of places nearby. There's this place called Surrey. I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's just full with Indians and South Asians. So if you're ever missing home, do not worry. It's just about a 2-hour drive from anywhere central in Vancouver, and you're there. You can get your home food, meet your home people, and speak in the same language. So I think that is one great thing about Canada. About UBC, I would say the major pro is that UBC is really big. It's the biggest campuses from among all the universities, and that's why it's one of the best universities in Canada. Secondly, I would say that's also a con actually, because UBC is so huge. We have about, I think, 60,000 students here. And because it's so huge, it's difficult to sometimes make connections. It's because you meet a lot of people every day, but it does not become a long-term connection. So I feel like you kind of have to put in a lot of effort to make sure you're building that batch of friends for yourself and that social network. Another pro I would say about UBC is that you have a lot of opportunities here. And by opportunities, I mean not just work opportunities, but even in terms of clubs on campus. You name it, we got it. That's kind of the agenda with UBC. Like they have a club literally for anything. You can even start your own club. It's very flexible. I started my own club at UBC. I started my own nonprofit here. So I feel like there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of scope for things. Now coming to another con I would say at UBC is that for someone who's not that comfortable approaching people, you can have initially a little bit of a hard time because you're meeting so many people on a daily basis. Even your professors, everyone, they like you being engaged in class. So that requires you kind of, going out of yourself, raising your hand, talking aloud in class, because a class usually has about 50 to sometimes even 300 students, because it's huge seminar halls. So I feel like you have to be very comfortable and confident of yourself, which I think a lot of people are not at times. So yeah, I would say those are the two pros and cons.
Yeah, that is very fascinating. I personally want to share that Vancouver has been my dream city to study all the time or to be all the time. It's a perfect mix of, mountains, beach. You get kind of both the worlds.
The geographical location is really nice.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So this gives me an idea how I would feel in a university like UBC Vancouver, and especially in Canada. Now, can you please share how was your application process to be at UBC Vancouver? So let's say that I am applying today. Yeah. What key factors I should have in my application to get in?
Yeah. So I feel like it's just, first of all, it's simple to any other university application. You have the one application form which asks you a bunch of behavioral questions, asks you about, tell me about a time you showed leadership, for example, or why do you want to join UBC? Like very simple questions. But I think the key to answering any of those questions is you make sure you're not just too focused on your academic achievements. Because opposed to the UK, the Canadian system is looking for students who have experiences out of just books, who are not just study material, So they're looking for students having extracurriculars, If you have even volunteered with nonprofits, show that on your resume and when you also answer questions, showcase that you have diversity of experiences, showcase that you have worked with people from different cultural groups, for example, or from different economic groups. So I think showcasing that becomes really important. A lot of people, I don't think, talk about their hobbies, which I think is very important, because at the end of the day, they're hiring, they're selecting a student, not a machine. So they want to know how you are as a person. So tell them what your hobbies are. If you like sketching, hiking, hiking is a good option because Vancouver has amazing hikes. So that can also help you show why Vancouver is a good fit for you, So I feel like just kind of moving beyond just the books and showing how you are this holistic person overall can really kind of help you going. I remember in the question where they say, what is an impact you want to leave something? You can also become emotional with your application or even CV in general. I remember for one of the questions I mentioned, I want to leave like a footprint in the world, I became really emotional about it, but I feel like that worked. So I feel like don't hesitate to express yourself, even if it means you're going to make the other person cry while reading your application. Go with it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, let's say my budget is lower, and currently with inflation increasing, USD to INR is almost 80 rupees. Canadian dollar to INR is also almost like 60 rupees. So can you share how to get scholarship and what kind of scholarship opportunities you get? Did you get any scholarship as well?
Yeah, so as I mentioned in my introduction, I was lucky enough to get a scholarship in my second year, which is the International Student Scholarship. Aside from that, we also have a lot of bursaries that are available throughout the year, which is also something I've been able to achieve. So those are really small amounts, which would be anywhere in the range of $1,000 to $2,000. I remember even when COVID happened, UBC came up with special bursaries for international students who stayed back in Vancouver.
What's bursary?
So bursary is just like this small amount of token money, which is kind of given all year round, but for different or any upcoming events, if I were to say. So for example, COVID was an unforeseen circumstance. So when it did came up, UBC just introduced I think $1,000 bursary for international students who stayed back in Vancouver. So it's kind of like a smaller scholarship, you could say, but it's more to support your lifestyle habits and groceries, for example. So I feel like UBC does have resources. We also have a food bank on campus, in fact, even though it does not tie to scholarships, but it's important is because sometimes Vancouver food is expensive. So a lot of students in fact make use of the food bank because you get access to free groceries. And you also have a thrift store on campus, which is really cheap clothing. So I feel like apart from scholarships, there are other services available. And outside of university also, there are other organizations. If you want me to mention any, let me know. There are other organizations also that offer a lot of scholarships.
So in short, there are small scholarship opportunities after you get in, such as up to $10,000 to $15,000 per year that a student can get. So it can majorly reduce their tuition fee to from like 50,000 Canadian dollars to around 40 or 35,000 Canadian dollars, right?
Yes, it can. So for some students, I feel like I forgot the name. Yeah, it's called IELTS scholars.
Yes.
For those individuals who have a really like high grades, outstanding students, but these are mostly students that are chosen from marginalized areas. So that'd be like students from like Africa, even like certain like specific states in India, even like Southeast Asia. Like they choose from specific places students who give a full ride. So that basically means a full-on scholarship. So all 4 years paid for them. They also get, I think, a monthly amount that is paid to them in addition to that. So literally, you're living in Canada for free. So that is how amazing that scholarship is. So I would say on average, scholarships would run anywhere from like $2,000 to up to even the entire 4-year fee. Yeah.
So for IELTS, you have to be exceptional. So 1 to 5 students
Yes.
in from the whole country.
Yes, I am not that amazing. IELTS, you need to be like top 2%. Let's just say that. I think you need to be top 2% and you need to belong to one of the marginalized communities or one of the marginalized areas, rather. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, one more question. Let's say I want to, possibly settle in Canada and find a good job in Canada. What are the career opportunities I can find from the career department in the university and overall in Canada?
Yeah, I feel like there are definitely really good job opportunities here because, I mean, if you just compare India and Canada in general, even in pay, there's a huge difference. Like I know people who are working in the same company in India versus here, incredible difference. So I feel like definitely if someone is looking for opportunities to work and you are studying in Canada, stay back in Canada at least for some time to get experience and earn good bank, for yourself. So I feel like even on campus, not only your faculty, but even UBC in general has career centers for you. So I worked as a career peer coach for about 2 years. So I belong to that career center. So we basically just attend to students on a daily basis. We have office hours when students kind of drop in to ask any questions they have. We also help students with filing their work permit, for example, or applying to any jobs that they have, whether it be the application process, guiding them in terms of that. So I feel like there are a lot of resources. And even we are faculty, let's say I belong to kinesiology. So my faculty had like a separate advising called kinesiology student advising. So they help you with kinesiology related jobs specifically and those future opportunities. So like that, whether it be engineering, arts, or whatever it is, they all have different facilities. So it's a great opportunity.
Amazing. Now, let's say I want to become a doctor. So I believe you have already explored that career in Canada. So can you share how it is to be a doctor? How long the process? Why did you change your or you can say stream of career that you had planned before?
Yeah. I think for me personally, like it was not anything about becoming a doctor in general, but I think it was my personal residence in a way. So I initially, because I come from a South Asian household, so I was always told, yes, there are 3 fields in life you can go into: engineering, lawyer, and doctor. So I was like, yes, doctor, because I love biology. So I went, so that's why I came to kinesiology. And I think initially when I started, I loved the program for sure. It's incredible. I would recommend it to everyone. It helps you understand so much about yourself. But I feel like I started engaging in a lot of diverse experiences. So I tried on marketing, a lot of business, a lot of consulting as well. And I think I resonated more with consulting and the business stream in general, which is why then eventually I applied for jobs in the business field and was lucky enough to get one. So I feel like, I think it just kind of over time, I think that's why getting experience is very important. Like when you come to Canada also, like, don't just stick with your education. Try and get work experience as well, because it opens up a new another horizon for yourself. So I feel like that is what happened to me. But in general, for becoming a doctor, I think in Canada, you do like 4 years of undergrad. Like one of my friends is becoming a doctor. So she just gave her MCAT. So that is while you're studying your 4 years, you give an MCAT as well, which allows you to then apply to like a master's program, or what you would call like the main doctoral program, which is for another 4 years. Mm-hmm. So once you get that, according to Indian standards, that is what you would call an MBBS. Mm-hmm. And then once you have that, then you do a specialization for another 3 years. So you can imagine it's anywhere like around 12 years, kind of 12 to 15 years kind of a range. Yeah.
That's a lot. Awesome. And any final advice for the students who want to be at UBC as well?
Yeah, I would say be yourself. It sounds very cliche, but it's true. Be yourself. Don't be hesitant to express yourself and who you are. It's okay to get emotional and be proud of your background and express that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ritika. Thank you so much for joining from
Thank you so much.
from Inforens, and it was a pleasure talking to you. And by the way, everyone, Inforens is also doing a seminar with students from top companies like Deloitte, McKinsey, or Goldman Sachs, and it will be a perfect opportunity to get more of your questions answered. So definitely sign up for the seminar, and the link will be in the description below. It's going to be on 17th of July. So you can follow their page to be in touch with them. Thank you so much for watching.